All right, I had some microphone problems I had to work out. I think I got them resolved. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into the RTTY. That's the wrong cable. I had the wrong cable plugged in somewhere, and it was overdriving the. It was overdriving the microphone input. All right, we're in FLDIGI. We got to go to 14083. Where's the thing? My radio turn. Video. Turn it on. All right. All right. Data upper sideband, bandwidth at 3000. A roofing filter is not where it needs to be. There it is. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. Got to make a new logbook for this. Call it weekly RTTY, I believe. 08/21/2026. And my macros should all be the same. So let's see if we can get some of these. Got to open up another Signal browser window for the browser to start working. There we go. I'm going straight to the antenna this time. There's no manual tuner and there's no auto tuner, so I had to tune it there. Let's see if we can get some of these. N3QE. I might have missed him that time. I'm going to wait. N3QE right there. My power's too high. Got to put my power at 40. All right, let's see if he's still there. Gotta look at my levels here. All right, Tim in Maryland. We're at 40 watts. The ALC looks good and the SWR looks good. All right, so we're gonna log that as Tim in Maryland. And log the QSO. There was another one that was down here somewhere. I'm gonna go down to 8.3 and see if there's anybody down there. All right, nobody's on 8.3. I believe everybody's gone 8.3 here. There's a signal right there. That might be too loud. I'm going to turn it down. It says CQ. I didn't get the whole thing. VE2FK. All right, I'm going to answer VE2FK there. This is the weekly RTTY contest. Happens every Thursday night. Of course, my goal is to get 10 contacts. That's Dub. Dub in Quebec, Canada. QC stands for something. I believe it's Quebec. Doug QC. All right, we're going to log that one. Again, I got started late because I had an audio problem. There may be two versions of this stream out there. The first one is a bunch of static on the microphone. I had the wrong cable plugged in here. All right, no one's answering me there. Well, no one else is calling CQ. I'm checking up a little higher in the band. There's somebody right there. There's a CQ right there. The full call didn't come in that time, but it is, I saw it. It's not getting the whole call sign. It may be just off just a little bit. AA9L, that's what it was. Looks like he stopped calling CQ. I'm going to see if I can get him before he takes off. I also went to the eye doctor today and they dilated my pupils. They said it would take 2 to 3 hours for it to get back to normal, but it's been at least 5 hours and they're still dilated. So if you see big pupils here, that's what that is. All right, they're not responding. I'm going to move back down one. Somebody says try again later, KOTC. So I'm going to send my call to KOTC. Here's my SWR and ALC right here next to each other. That's Ron in Minnesota. And I think I need to change my audio settings. No, it's already there. Okay. That's probably why the ALC wasn't high. It's already set. I'll check this one out here. I think I checked that one, didn't I? All right, I'm going to move back down some. Looks like I'm slightly off. That's N3QE. Did I get VE2FK already? Yeah, I got VE2FK. If I click it, it turns red. That means I already got him. So I'm going to move right here and call CQ. Again, I was running late. I plugged in the microphone and it was overdriving OBS altogether. It was solid red, but now that I'm looking at it, it's green most times. So it was just a cable that I unplugged. I've been trying to get this dynamic mic working with the radio and with my computer, and got it working with the radio finally. but I think the audio's a little low on the computer, and I haven't had time to adjust it yet. All right, there I am getting spotted at 19 dB. And W9FY answered me, so I'm going to respond to him. Olaf in Illinois. All right, 1 minute and we'll be at the halfway point, and I'll be around 5, which is where I want to be. I got to call CQ though. I got to keep calling CQ. If you come into the chat, tell me how's my audio. If you watch it later on, tell me how the audio's doing. I'm trying to get this mic set up right for the computer. I set it up for the radio first, and now I'm working on getting it set up for the computer. All right, not hearing anybody call CQ, and no one's answering my CQ. We normally go to 40 watts around this time. Let's go to 40, 7.0. I got a tune for that. All right, what do we got here? All right, we're on 40 meters. We're hunting RTTY contacts. N0TA. Dell in Tennessee, it says. All right, AA4CS is calling CQ. Oops. All right, it's not responding to me. I'm waiting for AA4CS to call CQ again. All right, there we go. He said KI5 Whiskey Whiskey Tango right there. So that's Dell in Tennessee. I'm going to check this one out here. Dave in Tennessee. I don't know who's calling CQ here though. That didn't decode all the way. CQ right there, NOTA. All right, responding to N0TA. All right, he picked up AA9L. There's the CQ, but then it got jumbled up. Gonna wait one more time. We're waiting on NOTA. All right, there's the CQ. He said, thank you, NOTCA. Trying to respond this time. All right, he got NA5M this time. And of course, I'm going to give him one more chance. If he doesn't respond this time, I'm going to slide down and call CQ. All right, there's the CQ, and I'm sending my call to ID0TA again. All right, he's not hearing me apparently. So I'm going to move down and call CQ. So I'm calling CQ right there on 40 meters. Now we still got 10 minutes left to go. It's a 30-minute contest. It's the weekly RTTY contest. The exchange is just your name and your state. And we usually send the name and the state twice so that if there's some problem decoding, they will get it on the second time. See NK6A down here in the browser. But I'm going to call CQ a few times, see if I can get anybody. All right, I've been picked up by the reverse beacon network at 24 dB. So that's even stronger. I saw that the last two times I did the contest. My signal was stronger on 40 meters for some reason. The signal that popped up way up high here, I may not have that one. All right, there's AA4CS right there. And I'm going to respond to him. AA4CS, Alpha Alpha 4 Charlie Sierra. There's my response, Dell in Tennessee. And I'm responding back with my name and my state. Dell in Tennessee. We will log that. And we will check this one way up here. Oh, what's this? I'm going to click on that one since it decoded pretty clear in the signal browser. There's another one that decoded clear. All right, I'm waiting for them and they're not coming back yet. There we go. It didn't decode all the way. I believe it's NK6A. All right, there's a response for NK6A. Says again. Assuming, of course, he's talking to me. All right, no response for me though. NK6A. It's calling CQ. I'm going to try him one more time. Of course, one more time. And no response, so he possibly can't hear me. So I'm going to move down and see what these are. It says Tim in Maryland. AB9TA. I thought it was something else. All right, that's not decoding all the way. NQ, he says CQ. I got in 3QE on 20 meters. Let's see if I can get him on 40. He's talking to Tim in Maryland. Well, he is Tim in Maryland. All right, that's the CQ there. It's kind of jumbled. It says weekly RTTY test and CQ. N3QE is called CQ again. I'm going to try to respond to him. There's a response, Tim in Maryland. And we will log that. All right, we will move up. I don't know if I got this one. Let's look at it. All right, we're at 6. I would like 4 more. Doing the weekly RTTY contest. We're using FLDIGI to send RTTY. The exchange is simply the name and the state. VE2FK. K4HWS. Calling CQ. I'm responding. There's my response. It's Howard in Tennessee. All right, so I got him. I got to log it. All right, we're at 7. I don't know if I got this one out here. Yeah, AA9L. Did I try AA9L and didn't get him? He called CQ again. Just because I can hear him doesn't necessarily mean that he can hear me. I saw another CQ, so we may have been sending at the same time. All right, I gave him a second. Now I'm going to try him one more time. AA9L. All right, no response there. I saw a CQ here. Let's see if I can pick it up. At least I did have someone answer my CQ this week. The last 2 times, no one's been answering my CQ. I already got N3QE on 40 meters. I may have that one already. That may be K4HWS. Yeah, I already got that one. So let's call CQ again. What we got? 1 minute left in the contest. I've got 7 contacts. 7. I'll show you what that reverse beacon network screen is there in just a second. All right, it's 15. I could make one more contact. All right, 9:15. Everybody stops. You don't see anything else on the waterfall. You don't hear anything on 20 meters either. All right, so let's turn the volume down there. What I was talking about on this top window is what I have in my ham alerts. I have certain call signs, and then I have my own call sign. And this ZF1A heard me both times when I was doing RTTY. Let me see where that is. There. ZF1A. All right, that's in the Cayman Islands. So my signal is being heard in the Cayman Islands. So I'm here in Texas, and my signal's being heard down here. And both times it was, when I was doing RTTY, it was heard on 20 meters by that same station and 40 meters. And this is the signal strength that they were recording, 19 dB and 24 dB. Now this bottom window here is where I have the DX spots coming off the DX cluster. And I have it set up to show only spots that are being heard in the state of Texas and only spots that have my call sign. So if I were to go up one, if I can remember how to search in this thing, I think it's question mark. Yeah. KI5 Whiskey Tango. These are all the different spots that I got. So you can see 40 meters, the N6 probably out west, the AC01 probably out east, the number 2 call sign is probably out east as well. K9LC, that's Alaska, I believe. We can check. K9LC. Oh, that's Illinois. K9LC, that's Illinois. So that's up north of where I am. Then you got a 4 call sign here. There's some more RTTY that's going east. Basically, that's the screen that if you would go to the reverse beacon network, enter. Come on, darn it. Let's see if I can get there. If you would go to the main page on the reverse beacon network, if I was to say KI5, my call sign, see these are spots that have been picking me up. Those are those same spots, but they're in a text form over here, so I don't have to keep looking at a web page. All right, so FLDIGI, where'd you go? I don't think I closed FLDIGI, but I don't see it. Let's see. There it is. All right, so we had 7 contacts. One was a duplicate call sign to N3QE. And let's see. 4 were on 20. 3 were on 40. And we had 6 unique call signs. You need that when you go to submit your summary. So what I normally do is I upload those log entries to qrz.com. You go here, you go import from ADI file. Oops, you got to select the file first. It's in logs. You got to set it to all files. Find that file. I called it weekly.ready. 0821 was it? Yes. 21 right there. And you hit import. And that imports it into your qrz.com log. There are those ready contacts there, and my notes came over with them. That's the weekly ready test there. If you go back to the contest calendar page, under the weekly ready test here, there's an option to post your log summary. And you look on the left side here where it says weekly ready test. Give it a call sign. Call you. Don't need the operator or station. Single op, power is low power. Don't need those. It's a half-hour contest. My QTH is Texas. No clubs. We had 4 on 20 and 3 on 40, giving us a total of 7. The unique calls was 6 because I had N3QE on 20 meters and on 40 meters. You multiply those 2 to get your total, 42. If you want to look at the summaries, you go to contest summaries. Weekly ready is on the lower left hand here. There's today's. And this is just people who have uploaded their logs so far. Like KO4ENO just made 1 contact, but he still uploaded the log so people could see it. And there I am with my 7. If I would have got 10, I would have been just 1 spot above. So there we go. N3QE with 42 up on the top, the KO2C. There's the AA9L that I could not get. And 5, that's probably in this area, Texas. All right, so that's another weekly RTTY contest in the books here. That's, yeah. I'm going to go back to my main logbook. Got to open it up. Call it main. All right, and what did we do this weekend for pota? Oh, I did two potas. I went to 2 different parks. What did I do? Let's see here. My activations or my log? My activations. Okay. In the morning, early in the morning, around 9 a.m., I went out to Cedar Hills State Park and made 24 contacts. Most of them, well, it was a mixture of phone and CW. Here they are right here. I didn't have anything DX, but there was plenty of sideband out there. Actually, this first contact I had right here, it was a guy at 4 different parks. So in one call, I got 4 parks. Then I got Maurice there, who was in the same park. That was a park-to-park in the same park. So his signal was like plus 20 or something like that. And I didn't call CQ on sideband. I called CQ on 20 meter CW because I didn't have a lot of time. I got there about 9. I left around 11 because I was meeting my daughter for lunch. After lunch, I went to another park, Spring Creek State Forest Preserve, and made 12 contacts. But the conditions were totally different. I had a S7 noise level out there. It was very hard to make contacts there. That's why most of them are on CW. I just started calling CQ. Well, no, I hunted Jim there. Jim was on, he was at a park, and I hunted him. And I believe I just called CQ for the rest of these. But it took a long time to get them. And there was no pileups. There was a lot of noise out there. Kind of hard to hear anything. That's why I only got 12. I got to 10, and I said, well, let me get 2 extras just in case I typed something wrong or something like that. So that's 2 POTUS for me. Where's the thing? Looking for this. I believe on the page it shows it, yeah. It was 9 CW and 3 phone. Where it was the opposite at Cedar Hill because it seemed like everyone was on the radio early in the morning on Saturday. Yeah, that was Saturday. And I was just making voice contacts. I was just hunting the spot page basically, just listening and trying to get in when I could. Another thing that I've been doing here is the Straight Key Century Club. They use the straight key to send Morse code. A straight key is just a key that has one button on it, basically, or one paddle. Let me see if I can bring this other camera up there. Like there's a key that's got two paddles on it. One side is the dits, another side is the DAWs. But you can go with a straight key like that, and it's just got one button on it. And that one button, kind of hard looking at this upside down. Okay, there we go. That one button represents your dits and your DAWs. So you just tap it lightly. Well, let me turn off my break-in. So right click there. And I have to turn off the keyer. So where is it? Oh, it's on the first one. I'm going to turn it off. You have to turn your keyer off if you're using a straight key. And I turned off my break-in. So you just lightly tap it. And you got to turn your volume back up. Well, no, you don't. You got to turn your monitor on. That's what it is. And I don't know why my radio video is not working. So let me do it manually over here. Monitor level. Here, display settings. It says it's on. It says it's on. It's just not showing up in No, that's not the right one. That's that camera. Where is it? There's the CW. There's the browser. Okay, that's that camera. That shouldn't even be on. For some reason, it's the FTDX10. That's what it is. Should be that camera right there. But of course, it's not working. But anyway, the SKCC, which is the Straight Key Century Club, has a web page which is called a sched page for scheduling. And this is where some of the users will meet up to make contacts. Like you got WX7V says they're listening on 7.052. Let's see if we can hear. So 7052. I wonder if I just need to reset this camera. Alright, I unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it popped right up. Okay, so right here it says WX7V listening on 7052. I've been listening and I haven't heard anything. So I'm going to see if I can contact him. Where's my so let's see, WX7V, want to be at 40 watts, CW, all of that's fine. So I'm going to send WX7V from Kilo India 5 Whiskey Tango. Where is the thing? Oops, I forgot to turn my keyer off. I thought I did turn it off. Off. Break in, I want on. Alright. So let's go WX7V. Let's see if I can. Alright, that's Chris. So I sent him a signal report 59, my state, Texas, my name, Joe, and I sent him my SKCC number. He's sending his number 25995S. Signal's fading, but I can still hear him. WX7V. Alright, I told him thanks for the QSO, and I sent a 73, and he sent me back a dit. Now, they have their own little logging software that they use. 552. And the only advantage of using their software is it pops up the SKCC number. So as they're sending it, you can verify that you're getting the right number, and you can also verify that you're getting the right name. And we are at 40 watts. I'm going to copy that. Oh, it says he's here in Dallas. I'm going to copy that. No, I'm going to write it down because sometimes it doesn't copy. 25995S. 25995S. All right, I log it in there, the SKCC software, and it just keeps a record of it. For just normal random contacts like this, you don't have to turn in the logs. You just want to keep track of them. They have events during the month, and when they have those events, that's when you actually put some type of information in about the contacts that you made. But just normally you don't log the contacts. But I log them in QRZ as well, so I put this in Hamrs. He was what? WX7V. And it already has the frequency. I just put something in the comments. I need that number. Oh, it did. It copied this time. All right, he's in Dallas somewhere. So I will save that. And then I would look for anyone else that might be active in sending contacts. So that was WX7V. I'm just going to send him a message saying thanks. Now that message goes to everyone. Everyone can see that. If I wanted to, I could send him a personal message, or a PM as they call it. And any of these guys over here or girls that say that they're active, I can send them a message and see if they want to make a contact with SKCC. I believe it's skccgroup.com. Darn it. Yeah, skccgroup.com gives you information on it. You have to apply for the free membership. Click here. Put your information in there. They will send you an email and they will send you a SKCC number. And they have all these activities that you could do. It's basically contests, but you have to use a straight key. And there's some other type of key. Where is it? I don't know what all the different types of keys are called, so to get information, go on this SKCC handbook right here. All right, here it is. It says fully mechanical keying devices, a straight key, a semi-automatic key. A bug is something I've heard of. A bug, sideswipe or cootie. So they use those types of keys in their little contests. And we can hear he's still calling CQ. Sounds like. And he's responded to my message over here. Big from Lancaster to Dallas. Lancaster is like 2 miles south of Dallas. So sometimes I'll jump in on here and I'll say, hey, I'm listening on some frequency, and people come in with their straight keys and try to make contacts. And I think that's off. And it's always easier with a straight key because it forces you to go slower. I go about 12 words a minute with the straight key. And I don't see anyone else there, so I'm going to move on. Turn off that CW cam. I think I saw that earlier. Yeah, I checked in earlier and some of these same messages are still here. But you can see it shows you the time down at the bottom. And if you look at the, oh, I gotta turn that camera off. Look at the bottom of the screen here. It shows the frequencies that they use for SKCC. So if you tune to these frequencies, you'll most likely hear someone doing SKCC. And you don't have to be a member. If you don't have a number, you can just type none. So if you're slow and you want to practice your CW, you can make contacts with the SKCC members. Just at the end, just put in none for the number. And then it wouldn't hurt, go ahead and read the rules that they use. Go and read their handbook so you can get the exchange. Somewhere it tells you what the exchange is. But also in this little handbook, it tells you about the different contests they have. So when they have their weekend sprintathon, you'll turn in your logs, and if you talk to a certain number of people, it increases your level. But it's a good way to learn CW because it's very slow. While we're here, we'll hunt the pota page. Hawaii. I can barely hear that. And I don't know which side it is, but I can barely hear that CW signal coming from Hawaii. I want to switch back to my paddle, so I keep forgetting I put it on the first tab here. I'm going to turn my keyer back on, and I'm just using a little macro button to turn it back on. That'll let me switch back to my keyer. I actually put a Y splitter on my I put a Y splitter cable on my two CW keys because I kept switching between the two, and I didn't want to plug and unplug, so I just put a Y cable on them. And when I want to use the straight key, I just turn the keyer off with the macro. When I want to use the regular, I just turn it back on. All right, the Hawaii station's got a pile up out there. People trying to contact Hawaii on CW. It's got a pile up. And I know my AC's on, but it's still hot outside. 93 degrees now. So if you got some room noise, that's what it is. It's the AC. It's just been hot all day. It got up to 105. All right, I'm not hearing anything on 20 meters. It's been like this all day on 20 meters. I couldn't hear anything. I heard a few. Let's go back down to 225 where I can start. There's something out to the right there. Let's see if it comes back.
Well, thanks for coming back. You are really about a 5x9. I'll double check that next time around. Maybe get the antenna a little bit more towards you. The name is Bob, Baker Oscar Baker, Bob. We're about 40 miles due west of Philadelphia. Back to you, go ahead.
Back to you, go ahead.
Whiskey Alpha 3, Tango, Tango, Norway.
Whiskey Alpha 3, Tango, Norway, Norway.
I really just got on. I tested by working the W1AW Plant 7 in Oregon.
I thought he said Whiskey Alpha 3, Tango, Norway,
Oregon
Norway.
is not one of them for this 250 work all state thing. I actually worked them all, Russell, but a lot of people just do not QSL on most of the
that's
world.
a rag to you.
QSL at all. The station here is a Yaesu FTDX10 with a Mercury 3S amplifier into a hex beam. Wondering what your
all right, he sounds clear here.
K5 4G.
And I can't hear any of these other stations that are spotted. See if there's anything on 40 meters. N8YO K5 MPD in Oregon. All right, nothing heard. 7,200 boys are there tonight. Not coming in strong though. I'm not hearing much on the bands tonight.
A ciertas áreas, no muy lejos, arregló su documento ya para su residencia. Porque ya se pensionó allá en México después de 40 años de trabajo en 40 años le metió a una sola compañía, nunca se retiró. Entonces ya era tocado su retiro allá, entonces como apenas emigró para acá.
I got 40 years out of that, that's what I heard. I know a few numbers. But I don't hear anything else on 40.
Hey, there's a guest info tab in there. You can go click on that. It'll tell you everything you ever wanted to know about our system, who we are, where we've been, where we're going. But I've been for 63 plus years. We love having new guests come in, and we only have one requirement. That requirement is come back. And come back.
He's a little bassy, but I can make him out.
Yeah, 7.275 tonight. Normally we park around 7.254, so if you come looking for us tomorrow night, we're here every Monday through Friday. Go down about 25 kp's or so, and you'll find us probably close to the 7.254. Most likely, unless it's the Friday night blues and it's awful busy, Joe, any questions?
Not much going on for sideband tonight. Let me check the SCAD page one more time. WX7V is on 5348. Now I've got a Yaesu radio and they, for some reason, channelize 60 meters. So let me switch. I gotta go into the memory bank and go down to, what is this? 5348. Now when I tune, it's tuning on AM and it's dropping down to around 5 watts, so hopefully he doesn't hear that. Here's the thing. Alright, he's calling CQ. Darn it, I gotta switch my keyer off. Put the camera back on. Turn the brake-in back on. Said thank you, Joe. I didn't send my number because he got it last time. And he at the dit, which is at the end. So that's a 60 meter contact. Let's go 5.9. That was Chris, blah, blah, blah. 258. All right, we'll log it. All right, we gotta go WX7V. He was, what do you call it? SKCC. His number 2599. And it already has the frequency in there. You see the last one. Hamrs will keep track of the contacts that I've made with him. There's a way to reply to that. All right, I saw him over here. He said he was on 60 meters and I was able to get to him. Let me show you where he is. Of course, I forgot the call sign already. WX7V. Let me turn that camera off. You see on this map, Chris is right here. I guess I can make it smaller. Chris is right here. I am right here, right in this area. So we did a 60 meter contact to there. Using a side key, of course. That was going about, I was going what? It's probably around 12 words a minute when you look at it. He's on 3550 now. It sounds like a challenge. there's our 80 meter contact. And I'm pretty sure there's a way to export. There's a way to export the log from the SKCC software, but I haven't taken the time to figure out how to do it. I'm going to see if he switches to like 160 meters or something. All right, I got to log this. 355. All right, he's not going to do another one though. He's going to bed. Okay. So we want to log that. I click in there. And we want to log it in Hamrs as well. I forgot, you have to save the log every once in a while. All right, in Hamrs, we want the same call, WX7V. It was SKCC. Chris. I should know this number by now. 25995S. And I will save that. In Hamrs, you just hit enter. All right, then I go back and see if anyone else just K1SP is active. It says Matt is K1SP. So apparently no one else is listening right now for SKCC. So if I wanted to, I could go to one of these frequencies, like 14050, and just listen, because sometimes they don't post that they're on a certain frequency. They just start sending CQs. And that means I need to find out something about the DFW SKCC group. It's another group I have to join. I'm already a member of the Dallas Amateur Radio Club. Also a member of the Irving Amateur Radio Club. And all of my interactions with those clubs have been through the Discords here. I haven't been to any of the meetings, mostly because I don't have time. I get home around 7 each night and play a little radio and go right to bed. And what do we got here? Nothing there. And here's the Irving Amateur Radio Club here. All right, I'm going to check the W0O is on 7053. Lower sideband. Sounds a little off frequency. 7053 is what the spot says. No, that's it right in the middle. If I were to look at it in FLDIGI, it's got a lot of noise on it. CW lower. Keyer on. Back to the paddles. Go up. I'll see if I can get him. I resent my call sign just in case he didn't get it. I've seen that call a few times, and I know they're not looking to have a long conversation. They're just doing name and state, which is what I'm looking for as well. Did I put that in there? Yeah, W from Iowa. And you just log it. Oh, I was at 75 watts. I didn't mean to be at 75 watts there. I meant to be at 40. We've got FLRIG talking to the radio, and Hamrs talks to FLRIG to get the band, the frequency, the mode, and the power setting. So I don't have to keep typing that in. All right, we have a nice stream going for about an hour and 25 minutes. I'm going to have to go back and check the audio levels because I'm testing out this new mic. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make any voice contacts. I see K1SP on 3551 though. K1SP. Keyer off, right click. Switch back to the straight key. SWR was showing 3, so I tuned it up. Alright, he didn't respond. He was on 3551, but I don't hear him now. K1SP. So I said K1SP from Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. And of course the signal is gone now. Oh, he sent me a personal message here. Let me get rid of that. I told him to stay on 30. 10121. I can't hear you on. It's real weak. Oh, he might be talking to somebody. I can barely hear the CQ. Want him to come back one more time so I can see if I can pick up his signal. He's suggesting 40 meters, so I said, what frequency? 7051. It's not much better. Alright, I'm not hearing him on 40 meters. Alright, let's see if he can hear me. Alright, I've responded to him. It doesn't sound like he can hear me. So we got weak signals on 40 meters and 30 meters. Let's try 20 meters. Oops. This is not that far. $14,051. It's way down in the noise, can't hear it. I believe he's also here in Dallas. K1SP. Oh, he's in Midlothian. He's south of me. Yeah, so he's here, and I'm here. He's southwest of me here. 19.2 miles. I can usually get down to Ellis County on. Yeah, I took my general. Darn it, what do I want to go to? I'm gonna have to turn this This is on my other radio, so I'm gonna have to turn the volume up on it. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa, this is Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. KM7 EHS has also spotted itself. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa, this is Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Here's the right microphone. I'm not hearing him though. We also have a 2-meter net on Friday nights, and I can normally hear people down in the county that he's in, Ellis County. All right, he's saying 6 meters. He wants to try 6 meters. I might have to tune up for that. 50.090 down at the bottom there. Not hearing him on 6 meters either. Turn this all the way up. K1SP. All right. Can't do anything else because I can't hear him on any band basically. So we're going to see if we can go get this KM7 EHS. That's on 7044. Volume is way up there. 7044. I don't hear a CQ. Got a thanks over here. Should be able to close this since we're done here. So that's an example of how some of the members will get on and they'll message each other and try to get each other on different bands, stuff like that. Let's see if KM7EHS is really listening on 7.044. Look at there. If I slow down, it moves faster. Look at there. Let's go KM7EHS. Of course, there's no response. I think I can click here and it'll send him a message. I'm going to try him one more time. KM7EHS. Then I'll send my call sign. All right, he's not hearing me. Let's search for this while we got a chance. There. Get that up out of the way. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go hunting for this right now. I'll go look for it tomorrow. I really don't feel like hunting for it right now. All right, so I tried 7044 and got no response. Gonna go back to the DX cluster, see what they're saying. There's another faint signal. I'll move away from them and tune up, see if I can get them. Says they're 14 dB. Normally I have to have like a 20 dB signal for me to hear it. I'm not hearing that one. 40015. Now this one is below my privileges, but I just want to see if I can hear it. It says it's a 27 dB signal. Alright, I think that's about all I'm going to do for tonight. I don't see any other spots coming in that I can get. There's one Germany. CQ. DF2PY. Kieran. That's behind. I'm looking at the wrong window. I can't get adjusted to this camera because I'm looking at it upside down. I'm about to move the camera. Well, I can move it up and down, but I can't move it side to side. There you go. You can see the buttons right there. Let's see if I can get this DF2PY that's calling from Germany. I hear a signal report. From Massachusetts. The signal, of course, is fading. He's telling them QRN, QR Nancy, noise basically. Okay, he's sending one of those long QSOs telling him what the antenna is and all that stuff, which I don't want to do. Close that. Alt 3. Yeah, I can barely make that out. Well, that's a beacon coming from 15 meters in Hawaii. Oh. So 116, I was just on 116. W0O again. I already got you on 40 meters. Here's one going 14 words a minute. AG8M. Now he's in that range where the SKC people are normally on. But I don't see him anywhere in the list here. And the signal's very weak. I hear a signal report going across. KR4NWB. I never got a response from KM7EHS. Oh, that 10112 is doing SKCC. But I can't hear it though. It's very low signal. Alright, that's enough for me though. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go inactive here. But I'll leave the page open. Alright, so I did a little RTTY, I did a little SKCC. And every time I get ready to go, a strong signal comes in. This one's very strong. Key off. But the signal's kind of choppy. It's not even decoding all the way in FLDIGI. So alright guys, 73. Thank you for watching 73. See you guys later.